What is going on, everybody? It is Lance Muser, aka Arrow Knight, and we are here with a little Destiny 2 discussion fun. Yeah, just kind of a fun video. Wanted to talk about Destiny 2 weapon crafting. Now, just to preface this video, this is kind of just a conversational thing. I don't even know how much of an opinion I have yet. If you've watched some of our recent videos, have taken a couple seasons off from Destiny 2, and still my favorite game. Still love the game. Just kind of a little bit of a break, playing it, for many years now and covering it, but still love it. And with that said, I am still trying to catch up, trying to wrap my head around some things, trying to learn some things that have changed in the game over the last couple seasons. And so anyways, of course, one of the first things, I'm at Season of the Risen, is where I took a break, and then Season of the Haunted, I'm catching up on that content, and then, of course, the new Season of Plunder. I'm just getting introduced. I read some stuff, obviously, when I was taking a break and new weapon crafting was coming in the game and this or that. But I'm just unlocking stuff, seeing the flow of the system. Still even learning that to a certain degree. But I kind of wanted to throw this video up on our channel to see if we could get some conversation going, almost to hear some input as I catch up and as I work through it. With that said, I did throw up some stuff on Twitter and asked you guys what you thought of the current weapon crafting system. My initial tweet I sent out, and this also is this isn't in any way to put anybody's reply or comments or thoughts like on blast on a video or something. This is literally just like always, like I've always done in the past. It is just for conversational type of layout feedback. Everybody's opinion is valid, and it's just kind of fun talk about Destiny, the game we like so much. So that game we love. So anyways, with that said, I threw up a tweet. I'm sorry, this is the first one that I started with, as I was kind of experiencing unlocking and getting into the weapon crafting. I was like, I wonder what people, I've obviously seen some stuff on my feeds and this or that in videos, but I wonder what people think about the system right now as I'm learning it, and it's been out for a little while. So just threw up a tweet, curious, what are your thoughts on the current Destiny 2 weapon crafting system? So it's interesting, and maybe we'll see a little bit different as we go through these, but I remember when I first started to unlock it, just in the last couple weeks, week or two, I was like, man, I gotta get this many of these weapons. I'm looking at videos, how's weapon crafting working in Destiny, how does it work, what do you gotta do? And I'm like, I gotta get this many of this weapon, but not only just any of that weapon, I've gotta get the deep sight version with the red border to break it down, to then be able to unlock the pattern and again, I may get some of this information wrong, but it seems like somewhat got a pretty decent grasp on it. To then get the pattern, then to hopefully be able to craft it, to level up the weapon, to unlock the perks, anyways, there's the layers, some of the layers. So it seems like most everybody is kind of on the same page. They love that. When I say everybody, obviously the people that I've interacted with on Twitter in the last day or two, it seems like everybody loves that weapon crafting's in the game, and it's cool. It just seems like, and this maybe is like how it is with a lot of newer things that are implemented for the first little bit. It's the layers involved, and sometimes and often with Destiny, the RNG that's involved in the system, that sometimes isn't hitting right on the mark for certain people, certain Guardians. But with that said, I just kind of asked in general what your thoughts were. Dragon Slayer here says, it's not a horrible system because in theory it should make god roll hunting easier, but the problem is it takes way too long to get any god rolls since you have to grind out multiple red borders of the gun, which hardly drop. Then after you craft, you have to level up the gun by using just to realize about 2,000 to 3,000 resonant elements off. Just to realize you're about 2,000 to 3,000 resonant elements off of getting the enhanced traits you wanted. And this is an aspect, TLDR, good system, but in some cases it's more of a grind than just god roll farming. So this is part of it that I'm not quite at yet, that I don't fully understand. Any pro tips or any obviously thoughts and stuff, comment down below for sure. But I haven't gotten to the point where I'm realizing my resonant elements, I don't have enough or this or that, and I'm running out there. So that's what I plan to, obviously I'll understand and learn more and form even more of my own opinion as I get to that point. But these are some good points because I said, that's a good point. It's like you almost just could possibly get your role you want before you even get what you need to unlock it at the crafting system to be able to craft it. Now, at the same time, if I'm understanding you right, you can't get enhanced perks. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But that is obviously a perk with the weapon crafting system. But anyways, great points, valid points. Thanks for the reply, Dragon Slayer. Next up, good old Dreadnought 78. Yeah, there needs to be an Oh, sorry. Let's see here what the initial reply was. Oh, yeah, there needs to be an indication on the description about how far you are from unlocking the pattern. Also, I think there needs to be more added to the list. So more weapons, and I guess more of an obvious indicator about how far you are from unlocking the pattern. I guess that is the, like for example, I want that BXR, and I'm assuming that's like the 5 that I've got to get, deep side or the red borders that I've got to get before I can unlock it. So, and then so jumping over to the TWAB we got yesterday, they did say, and I kind of grazed over this until somebody brought it to my attention. I was seeing here where they were talking about where they added the Dares of Eternity weapons. And then, of course, they told me as well, each season they add weapons, the seasonal weapons possibly. So I didn't see right here where they did say Dares of Eternity Pinnacle Challenge will provide a guaranteed Dares of Eternity deep sight weapon once per week. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I was talking again in this thread on Twitter. That means you're going to get one deep sight, quote-unquote, red border weapon per week, guaranteed. Am I understanding right that, like, if I want the BXR, I need 5 of those, right? I need 5 of those red border deep sight weapons to drop. Maybe I'm still not up to speed, but just one guaranteed. I mean, it still seems like it would be a bit of a grind, but Destiny's a grind, right? So, anyways, let's keep going. Thanks for the replies, Dreadnought. We got good old Rich. Hope all is well, Rich and Dreadnought and Dragon Slayer and everybody else. So he says it needs some small tweaks in my opinion, but it's a good addition. See, and this is kind of where most everybody lands. It's cool, it's good, but needs some tweaks. We've got, let's see here. Was there another? No, we got another reply here. Adding seasonal weapons is great, but the pattern requirement seems a bit steep. Why do I need 5 red border weapons? Leveling up is also a bit of a pain, but that's not as harsh as it could be, I suppose. So very similar. Thank you for that reply. Very similar. Trying to unlock a RAM, trying to unlock patterns is the biggest pain. So again, back to the deep sight weapons, the red border weapons. And then we got, I love being able to craft weapons, but I think it needs work. You can only craft or upgrade a couple weapons at a time due to the resource limits. And I feel like it takes too long to level the weapon to get enhanced perks. So, did we get more replies? Yeah, we did. Sorry, we did get some more replies up here. Back on ARAM here, we got Bungie said in the TWAB, there's that. And this is who I was speaking with that kind of kept me up to speed on that a little bit. I missed that in the TWAB. So, yeah, anyways, this is where I also said it still could take a while, it seems like. Yeah, and agreed here. So, yeah, so that's kind of the initial thoughts on my from Guardians on my initial tweet. Move my character around here a little bit so I don't get logged out, or kicked back to orbit. So then I had a good back and forth here. I kind of tweeted out today. Seems like everybody's on the same page for the most part. Just quite a bit of, it's cool in the game, but quite a bit of layers to craft. And then when you factor in RNG aspects. And then we got a reply from Sean here, and just kind of this was a funny tweet. The complaint is about the requirement to play Destiny 2. And honestly, I mean, we all know this is Destiny 2. I mean, at least to a certain degree, usually in almost every facet of the game. It's about grinding for different things that you want in the game, whether it be power, weapons, perks, gear, this or that. And they've added more and more elements over the years. And just like with anything, you know, like armor perks and armor stats and different things, these weapon points now, like weapon crafting. I'm sure it's going to need some tweaks. It's going to be tweaked. It needs some tweaks. That's what getting community feedback's all about. But I went on to say, I could see where you could say that to a certain degree, but I agree with them. While Destiny is about enjoying the grind, anytime there are too many layers of RNG involved in a direct path reward, it can get a bit complicated. They are still enjoying it, just providing feedback. He goes on to say all the weapons drop in the game, and you can level those weapons without firing them. So that was a good point too. You know, I think where it gets a little bit more complicated is when you factor in an RNG element. Like you're sitting here waiting for the deep sight red border weapons to drop. You're just waiting, playing, waiting. Obviously, I'm sure you're having fun playing, but you're waiting for those weapons to drop so that you can then unlock a pattern to then kind of in that way start working on the weapon and the perks and the build that you want on that weapon. So the RNG element, I feel like, is what's always with Destiny, kind of throws that little bit of a complication factor in it. But good points here. The only real stumbling block is the patterns, but you can get the role you want from a world drop. Deep Sight is fairly easy to get. It's 150 kills per level or 4 or 5 playlist activities without firing, or about 7 public events without firing. So, you know, I said that is interesting. Other than the Deep Sight RNG elements, it seems like leveling maybe isn't too bad. So the point here is you can go do these activities and just stand there, which is not likely what you're going to do. You're going to contribute, you're going to get additional XP, and it doesn't seem like maybe that it takes that long to level that weapon up. You know, and in the grand scheme of things, it's kind of like it is still playing Destiny. Sure, it could still have, you know, some tweaks that are needed to make it a little bit more of a smooth process, but as a first iteration, or I guess a couple season iteration, is it in pretty good shape? I mean, what are your thoughts? What do you think, back to my initial question, what do you think about the current status of the weapon crafting system? I guess overall, what do you think about the weapon crafting in Destiny? And then what is your thoughts on the current status of the weapon crafting system? Again, like I said at the beginning of the video, I've still got some playing to do. I've still got some experimenting and some experience to be had as I catch back up this season and see what I think of the weapon crafting. But I just thought it would be fun to talk about. This feedback was awesome. Thanks to everybody for the feedback. And it's always fun to talk about Destiny. It's always fun to talk about video games. So let me know down below in the comments what you think about the weapon crafting system. Let me know what you're enjoying about the season so far. Let us know if you're playing any other games. And yeah. We're gonna keep catching up. We're gonna keep playing Destiny. Been playing some MLB The Show, all, you know, the things we play, and we appreciate all the support on the channel. We appreciate you subscribing and checking it out. Any likes, all that's much appreciated, and hope you found your way over here from my old Arrow Knight channel, and we will chat soon, I'm sure. So as always, until next time, take care.